Hello, welcome back to College Boy Taisen, our first December episode. We're in December.
Yeah,
we're in what most of the Rider fandom considers to be the bad time for Yu Takahashi. But
yep.
we have topics today. I obviously you'll see it on the thumbnail, so it's not really a surprise. But we didn't watch Nexus this week. We watched something that's possibly much more confusing than Nexus Episode 1, at least to me.
No. Because at least we have context for this. At least we came into this with pre-established knowledge about how everything works. And then it just kind of just doesn't help.
Before we get into the big two topics today, usually you have something to talk about before we begin discussion.
I don't got anything. What do you got for us today?
I wanted to talk about what local Toku Twitter newsman Jin Saku has posted about this.
I thought you were going to talk about the thing you said you wanted to talk about. I don't know why.
The Power Rangers.
Continue. I'm so sorry. I thought you were going to say it anyways.
That would have been just crazy. But Jin Saku, local Toku Twitter newsman. Everyone likes to call him a fraud, even though he ends up being right. I'm pretty sure he had images of Dino Fury White, quote unquote white.
Can't confirm nor deny.
But he has this new Power Rangers reboot that Hasbro has said they've been doing for after Cosmic Fury.
Yeah.
And it's just called The Power Rangers, which I wanted to laugh at. That's fine. But it's fun. It just reminds me of this isn't Suicide Squad, it's the Suicide Squad.
I could go into a whole, no offense to Jin, because he's just saying what he knows. But I legitimately could go on a whole tirade of why I think this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
It just sounds like some director at Amazon Prime gets to make a fucking Power Ranger show.
Yes, exactly. I was talking to Tay of the Legion of Boom. Shout out to them and shout out to him. But he literally said it. He hit the nail on the head. It sounds like the most generic ass shit possible.
Everything I can think about it can compare it to is just an Amazon Prime show I've seen. It sounds like Paper Girls. It sounds like The Boys, but not dark.
It literally sounds like Netflix's Power Rangers. That's literally what it is. I know that's not necessarily descriptive, but how Netflix does.
What's confusing?
I'm gonna be honest. I like the Death Note Netflix movie a lot. Not a lot. I think it's just kind of funny, I guess.
Of course.
It sounds like that.
I can't wait for Jason Turner. But actually, no, there won't be a Jason because the next rumor is going to have a female Red Ranger as a lead.
Yes, that worked out in the last rumor we got.
And she's going to be there the entire time, hopefully, maybe.
Hopefully.
The team is going to have MMPR.
I've always wanted a female Tommy in the 2017
so this is what I'm thinking, because, Power Rangers has such a structure, And obviously, certain seasons change that structure here and there, depending on how the story is but there's always a kind of a structure. There's the Sentai, or a Kamen Rider, or Ultra. And to be okay, shows like The Boys, or Invincible, or Paper Girls, it's gonna be Power Rangers formatted like that. And trying to think about that, of course, I guess the closest thing we'd have to compare is Black Sun, maybe. But Black Sun is still such a distinct and different story.
I'd go with maybe honestly, I'd just say it's the 2017 movie, but again, I think that is a better not to downplay you, but I get your point. I think that's what it sounds like.
Basically, my entire point is you're gonna have 8 episodes that sure they can be 45 minutes or even less, but to me they're gonna feel like an hour because they're longer than the average episode. So basically,
and even
8 episodes that are around an hour, and we still possibly won't get a 6th Ranger. They might save that for a season 2, because that's how these shows work. If you want something like that, they'll have the 6th Ranger in season 2.
They'll pull the bullshit of like every superhero, like I don't want to say every MCU movie because every MCU movie doesn't do this, but like everything you think a stereotypical superhero movie does, it'll do. Like they will earn the Zords in the last episode. That's what will happen.
Oh,
they will get
okay. I am usually I am a fan of the trope of like the character that you've always known from different iterations has to work their way into becoming the character they always are and other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I love MCU Spider-Man. I love Rise of the TMNT. I can't think of another example right now. My brain is blinking. The Batman, kind of. Yeah, in a way.
A little, yeah, actually.
I don't know if I can watch...
Iron Man.
Listen, Listen, I enjoy the 2017 movie. I think it's a little underrated. I think it deserves a sequel.
I mean, honestly, I know that's a joke.
I could barely handle like a roughly 2-hour movie where these motherfuckers weren't the Power Rangers for at least 90% of the fucking movie. Like, you think I could handle like over 3 to 4 hours of them possibly just not doing Power Ranger shit? I don't want to watch that.
I was talking with Ballin, Peter, and Chris. Shout out to them. Shout out to the Double G Dubbin boys. But like, my thing with the Zords is, and I've been saying this. I might have said this to you before. I don't remember, and I might have said it on Twitter. I don't know. But the Zords and the mecha fights in general, in both Sentai and PR, they're not supposed to be special. It's just supposed to be part of the show. I don't understand both the 2017 movie and... Well, I get it a little bit in the 2017 movie because it's 2 hours, so you want to spread it out. And I get having the Zords for the climax. I get that. But I don't get this need from what this show seems to be trying to do, at least from the rumors. At least from the rumors/leaks, whatever you want to call them. Why are you trying to make something special when it was not supposed to be special anyways? Do you get what I'm trying to say? Yeah. The Zords themselves aren't it's just the fact that they have them special. They stop being special after the first episode. That's what I'm trying to say. They should not be this thing that like build up towards. You know,
what's confusing?
They get them.
What's confusing me the most, because that is a part of it, but it's stuff that Jin says, which I'm not down on the man, so I'm assuming everything he's saying here is true. So we have a team that has MMPR colors, that are also in high school, that have Zordon as a mentor, but they're not MMPR.
but they have Japanese mythology themed Zords, which
like I understand.
Also, that sounds painfully generic. I don't know about you.
My problem with that,
it just does.
My problem with that, because I feel like someone could have the rebuttal of like, well, they always get like do favoritism to MMPR, and it's always MMPR getting the new content. If they rebooted MMPR, then it would just be more MMPR dick writing. They should do something new or do another show. And it's like, I agree with that, but it clearly seems like they want to do MMPR just without calling it MMPR.
I mean, I think Hasbro's problem is like they got Power Rangers. And it's like they want to just... I get why. They
only wanted one season.
Rangers. I don't know. I don't really get the logic. You buy this franchise with 30 years of history, and your first instinct is to, let's get rid of the thing that everyone knows the thing for.
It's very weird because aside from the seasons they make, they're very MMPR when it comes to merchandise.
And it's a lot of... I said this before in the Dino Fury episode, but it is... Even in the writing of the current seasons, they do a lot of throwbacks.
Yeah.
To even, I'm not saying... They do throwbacks to other seasons, but like... You get what I mean? Like
they have a lot of... There's a whole weird Ranger database. There's the Morphin Masters.
Yeah, exactly.
Which also they kind of had in Beast Morphers too. Like in both Beast Morphers and Dino Fury, there's like a Ranger history thing that the team can go to.
And I don't think them connecting the universe more is a bad thing. I personally love it. It's one of the things I've always loved about Power Rangers. I stand by that fully. And this is one of the reasons the reboot personally upsets me. Just as a fan, I think this universe going on for 30 plus years and every season being connected in some way is just, I think, great. And I think Rider and Sentai could take a note from it. Like, I don't know. I just think it's cool that all these teams, aside from like a couple, exist in this same world and it keeps progressing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the fact that you just go, Jonathan Entwistle just rocks up, with his MMPR t-shirt. He's like, yeah, remember the ones from the 90s? Let's just reboot them,
Yeah. The two things that also worry me that I can kind of group together from this is, one, the same mature tone as Stranger Things. I don't think it'll have gore or anything, it's still supposed to be Power Rangers, but, like, still it's going to try to maybe tackle heavier subjects. And also, that combining with, they want to go for an advanced look with the suits, which 2017 did that, and I still am of the opinion that those suits do not look good.
I think the 2017 movie suits would have looked like, I think they would have looked better in the sequel. I would have liked to see like a Spider-Man 2 type of move where it's like they don't acknowledge the change, but like they're like, nicer looking. So, you get what I mean?
Yeah. Basically, my entire worry, if it was just the rumor of same tone as Stranger Things, I would have been fine. But like the idea that they're also gonna have like more complex, like, I don't know, maybe even mechanical looking suits makes me feel like, oh, this is not going to be your grandma's Power Rangers.
I wouldn't mind if the suits are like the original, like 95, 96 movie, the MMPR movie. I wouldn't mind if the suits are like that. I think that is the perfect way to do Power Rangers if you want to make it look more not spandexy, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what I mean. I think that kind of armored look would look good.
Imagine if it's like the suits from that one fan film where they're in like a cyberpunk future.
The Power Slash Rangers.
Yeah, the one with all the sex and gore coke and violence. Yeah.
Oh my god, those suits are. I don't know. I don't know, because the thing with those suits are. I feel like you never get a good look at them aside from Zach's, and maybe aside from like Pink's helmet. I thought one thing I did, now that I'm thinking about it, I thought it was kind of cool that they made the dragon shield like holographic. That's kind of neat. I think that's a neat way to take
cool.
it.
But I think that's the big thing I wanted to talk about. I feel like there was something else, but it's slipping my mind. The only big thing I could think about that happened today was the announcement of the Guardians 3 trailer.
I thought you were going to say the other thing. I keep thinking it's going to be brought up. I don't know why.
The Guardians,
I want to talk.
I am one of the people of the opinion that Guardians 2 is the better movie out of the Guardians movies, and that movie consistently makes me cry every time I watch it. So I'm kind of scared to see this one because I know it's going to be sad as hell.
I'm afraid we've gone over this. You know this.
Yeah.
I don't like Guardians 2.
It's okay.
I feel like talking about that for a second, I feel like it's just like, I don't know. I feel like, not like I hate James Gunn. I feel like it's sort of like,
I can't believe James Gunn likes Kamen Rider. He was on the Team Raiders panel.
He's just like us.
The silhouette of guy.
I just feel like it's I don't know, just the general consensus around James Gunn is maybe kind of like tired of the Guardians, and like even like the constant even like the constant Chris Pratt shit, you know what I mean? Like all that, like that makes me really sick of like just seeing these guys. You know what I mean?
Chris Pratt do be everywhere. He's like, it's a me, lasagna. Mario.
Mushroom Kingdom.
He really said wahoo. I'm
not gonna lie, that trailer was pretty good.
The trailer was pretty good. I love Princess Peach, the girl boss.
I love they had the carts. I didn't expect that. I was so happy. On Rainbow Road.
Now for them to reference Mario Dance Mix Revolution, whatever the fuck that one's called for the GameCube.
I need them to reference the Mario anime where he was Momotaro.
Hell yeah. So, anyways, back to what our show is about in the first place. We watched Kamen Rider Geats. Episode 12.
I don't know. I was watching that Mario trailer.
I was too. Funny thing, I was trying to watch it earlier today, but I went to school today, even though I wasn't really supposed to. So my class isn't scheduled today. I was trying to finish my finals, but
Ooh, okay.
I was like, when I got home, I was like, isn't there something I'm supposed to watch? And I was like, wait a minute. The end of JoJo Part 6 came out today. So I turned on Netflix and I started watching JoJo. And halfway into the new episode, I was like, wait a minute. I'm supposed to watch Geats. I'm supposed to watch Geats. So I paused it and watched it. And yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
What'd you think about it, Jacob?
What did I think?
Because we I guess not really the lore drops, but we had a pretty good character moment, I'd say, for Ace.
I think for Ace, it was nice seeing Kayla come back, and I like how he came back. I thought that was an interesting way of doing it.
It's interesting and also funny. The game master was just like, I will allow you to come back into the game if the old man agrees to not be the secondary rider anymore.
Old man? Yup. No problem. That's my southern accent, not my old man.
Honestly, I thought Kayla was like trying to like fake fake being sad or happy at the end. When the old man was like, now that I learned this lesson, I'm just gonna live my life to the fullest. And Kayla was just like, yep. And it's like, Kayla knows he's gonna like forget that he said that, right? And like forget everything that made him realize that.
Kayla feels very off now. I don't know what it is.
After having the I was about to say the beat shit out of him. The shit beat out of him.
I don't even know if it's not. It's just something is off, and I'm not saying like it's like in the show. I'm not saying like the show is trying to make me feel like he's off. He's just like, just seems different now. I don't know why. He's more well adjusted to Ace being an asshole. Yeah, I think that's what it is. I feel like it's just he's experienced now, and it's just I don't know. If this is bringing up he faked it.
If this is the progression that Kayla has, because I'm pretty sure people still kind of think that he's going to be like a Michi or something and be like, "Fuck you, I'm going to kill all of you." But I think it's a bit more realistic if like. He's still all about his world peace. He just becomes like a little bit more tired as the show goes on.
Yeah, definitely.
And something I hate to say it. Well, like I was talking about it last week and then the previous episode.
Were we proven wrong?
About thinking about how Buffa could possibly die. I was like, am I gaslighting myself?
He's gonna die.
I still don't think he's gonna die, but something that happened this episode made me think of like, wait a minute, this feels familiar.
I thought you meant he was gonna die in this episode.
No,
why did you think that?
Because I always say, it feels like Yuya Takahashi likes to reuse previous ideas from previous seasons he's done, and Buffa and what's his name, Haruya Win Punk Jack. I'm not gonna use his name. His name's Punk Jack. Buffa and Punk Jack, when they had that interaction at the end, when he was like, "So you want to tell me why you're part of the management, but you're playing in the Grand Prix?" And Punk Jack was like, "Oh, if I tell you, will you cooperate?" That gave me the same exact vibe as X8 of Dan going, "Hey Kiria, I'll give you this new gas shad if you keep everything a secret." And I was like, oh no, Punk Jack's gonna lure him somewhere and then just kill him silently or something. It's like, because where is he? Where's in the scans? Where's my man? I miss him already.
I think, I don't know if did I say that? When did the scans come out? They came out this week or last week? No, they came out after we recorded. Actually, no, they came out when we were recording.
Yeah, because I remember having my reaction to Command.
I'm of the theory personally that maybe the new rider, what's his name, Glare. I don't know. I kind of like the idea that like that's like a possessed Buffa or something. I don't know. I think that's a really cool idea.
Maybe a way to get
him to shut up. I don't personally like put much. I don't think that's much stock in it. But like I just feel like that'd be neat. You know?
So.
But in terms of like where he is, I don't know what he could be doing.
I also made I made a very easy prediction a couple episodes back. I don't know when, but I'm calling it an easy prediction because literally, someone who was born yesterday probably could have guessed this. But I guessed that Kayla would eventually drop his world peace wish, and then wish for like people to come back from the dead. Which, you
I
know,
believe
in
he did
hindsight,
say that.
very predictable because he literally asked about it in the second episode.
You're not wrong.
So at first I was like,
surely
man,
this won't have any bad consequences.
Man, I'm proud of my boy Kayla. He's getting more used to the Grand Prix. He has a bit more a bit different of a wish, a bit different of a character, and I hope he wins. And then I thought about it, and I was like, but if he wins, that means everyone would come back. And that means people who are being like, man, I don't care if Shiro died in episode 1, they're gonna bring him back eventually, would be right. So that's why I need Kayla to lose. I don't want Shiro to come back.
I was talking with some people. Well, I posted a screenshot of him with that wish on Twitter. You know, at Guyslug and at Ghially, the L's are eyes, by the way. And you like that? You like that? Huh? Yeah. I posted a screenshot of his wish, and I was like, surely this won't have any comeuppance. And then somebody was like, I feel like he's definitely going to win, right? And I don't know. And I thought about it, and I don't know. I feel like, on the one hand, it telegraphs that, but at the same time, I just don't think he will. I don't know. It just seems like a really dumb wish.
It's to me. I think that person was probably more thinking about the alternatives, because
I guess
so.
So
there's a chance of Ace winning, in which his plan is something the Grand Prix staff directly does not want, which is like, I guess, another reason why they're trying to get him out by any means. There's Neon winning, which just means a character, like the more of her character arc, and then there's Buffa winning, which is a final form, maybe? I don't know what the fuck he wants.
It's obviously Glare.
That would be crazy if he won next episode or the episode after that, and the wish gave him Glare.
You want to be even cooler? Like this one ends sooner than we think, and Glare he wins. And he just shows up as Glare next time. Like this one, like it ends like in 2 weeks or something, and then next week he's just Glare.
I'm interested.
Funny.
I don't know if they've shown
That's
this
sort of
yet.
just what you said.
Did they show what Punk Jack's wish was?
No, I think he says something about it in this episode. I feel like he does.
Because I feel like that might be the twist of the arc of just like, oh, Punk Jack won. Let's figure out what he wanted.
I wish for Ace to be out.
Honestly, that would be funny if, like, actually Punk Jack somehow won the entire thing. His wish is that Ace never existed.
Actually, they can't do that because that would contradict Ace's wish of, I want to play in the Desire Grand Prix forever. So...
yeah.
What I do think could happen...
Holy shit, wait a minute, I just realized something. I didn't think about this before, and I might have brought it up in a previous episode, but I might have just forgot. Because I remember having a question of, like, if you win consecutively, does your previous wish go away? And I remembered in the beginning of the new arc, even after he had his wish of having Samuri as a family, yeah, people still recognize them as Ace the Star.
So
yeah, what else has he? Actually, we know what he's wished for. So I guess the real question is just, if someone else wins, does that go away?
I feel. I mean, I already kind of said my piece. I feel like it wouldn't, because I feel like it would just kind of be like, I don't know. Looking at like a game logistically, it'd be kind of fucked if you won and you've had this wish for a minute. And then you just get fucked over.
If Ace actually was able to get his mom, and then some random fuck like the old man won, his mom just vanished.
Yeah, exactly. like I feel like, I know the game isn't fair, but like, I'm just realistically, right?
Yeah.
I feel like there would be something in place where it's like, okay, this guy has his wishes, you can't undo them, you know? I could see though a world where like they just sabotage Ace and like Cable just happens to end up winning. I can see something like that definitely being a possibility. Because, I don't know. I think... there was... I don't know. I think that's 100% a possibility.
There's also a quote I've been thinking about from Takahashi himself when I watched like this episode that made me think about the entire show as a whole so far in a retrospective manner. and that's his quote from like near the beginning of the show of like, unlike previous Rider seasons in the past couple years, there's not going to be a focus on Rider versus Rider. And I've been thinking about how well that's been holding up. Because, I mean, yeah, there's only really been like one true case of a Rider fighting another Rider. And it's like a full-on dedicated fight. And otherwise they're just fighting monsters. And so it's very interesting to see how Geats chooses... Geats, because in my opinion, Geats does have Rider versus Rider, but they choose to have it through conflict and through dialogue, which I think is more interesting.
Exactly. I was actually about to say that. Like, it's Rider versus Rider, but they're not physically going at each other. It's not like, what the fuck? What did you go? You ruined that guy's house. It's not like that.
The scene that really made me think about it is the whole thing where Ace finds out that they're conspiring against him, and Punk Jack is like, well, I'm just gonna fucking kill you then. And Ace is like, oh, okay. and Samuri, it's interesting that Samuri stopped it.
Yeah, I really liked... I don't know if it's like intended to be like this, but I like that she like stepped up and was like, no, you're not doing that. I don't know if it's intended to be like that kind of moment, but I think it's good for her.
I really hope like it's not like revealed in a later scene like, oh, I only stopped you two from fighting because I had to keep up my appearance or some shit. But like we talked about this before, but like it's interesting to see that Samuri possibly is still, even though she's kind of in on it, but at a very limited extent, and she still has her own set of morals.
I think it's definitely like, I think it's something sort of like she takes her job seriously, so it's like she's the game navigator, in this context she's not going to let them break the rules of the game. So I can also see like, because even she said something like last episode, oh, isn't it wrong or something? I could be making this up, but I feel like she says something about the whole sending Punk Jack in after Ace. I feel like she says something about it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I might be misremembering, because honestly, after I watched these episodes, it's kind of...
I also like the progression of the game master trying his hardest to make this motherfucker lose. Because just first it was just, alright, Punk Jack, you're gonna go in and you're gonna make him lose. And then it's just, all right, Punk Jack, now that you're stuck with him in this labyrinth, try to leave him behind for dead. And then the next time preview, the game is just straight up, you get your driver taken, you lose. You're no longer a Kamen Rider.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that's up with. I'm not sure what that's going on.
I have a big fear right now that, because there's like a little girl in the preview in a white dress, and that instantly made me think, wait, is that related to like the one flashback Ace had of his mom? Is this like Luna? Is this a Luna too? Like, is his mom actually a little girl?
I don't think they do that. Maybe he has a sister.
And then Ace can be like, don't worry, it's my promise, my yakusoku.
Don't worry, it's my actual little sister Sumeri. And then she gets jealous, and then there's like a weird sister con thing going on.
Oh god. Oh god.
My fault.
Oh god.
My fault. My Kamen Rider Spectre fanfic just got all over the podcast.
Ballin's gonna be mad at that one. Except he doesn't listen, so okay. Hey Ballin, if you're
fuck you, Jacob.
If you're listening to this, Ballin, how's Mexico, man?
Oh, you wanna hear a joke I told?
Yeah.
Chris was like, I wonder how Ballin is enjoying Don Brothers, and I was like, in Mexico it's Don Hermanos. Is it funny? I thought it was funny.
Hell yeah! Obligatory Christmas routine. We got a double in. So I guess
let's move on.
Oh wow, the hell started there. But of course, I think we have to talk about the star moment, I'd say, from this episode, of all 5 of them getting to use Fever.
I thought it was cool that they didn't get what they wanted at first. I thought that was neat.
Yeah, I think it's kind of funny that like there's not really a drawback.
Yeah, it's weird because it's like, I thought it was kind of, this is like I guess it's a nitpick. I'm air quoting. I don't know why I'm air quoting, but like, I thought it was weird that Buffa took his buckle straight off and then he put it back on, and then everyone else just respun it like on the buckle.
Yeah.
But I don't.
But
That's just a weird
Buffa's
thing I
extra.
noticed.
He's fruity. He likes to put his hand up when he's transforming. He's a little different.
Jesus. Yeah, that was funny. He was just standing there, and then the thing was coming.
Yeah.
I thought it was hilarious. The ninja buckle got knocked out of his hand, and then Kano just runs by and takes it.
Ooh, a piece of candy.
Ooh, my toy.
I very much like the possibility, because I thought the question mark little slot was just, oh, you hit the golden fever and you get the thing twice. But no, you could also just get like dog shit.
Yeah, and it's interesting.
You could get
like,
water.
Yeah, I wonder if it's legitimately like you get a duplicate. Like, I wonder if you have like a big buckle, like something like Boost, where it's not an option, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you just get that? Like, if you get that, do you get like a double? Do you get what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's like, yeah, you get it. You got it.
I like the hit function. But something I've been thinking about is, like, if this is such a big thing that it has, like, an entire form dedicated to it, like, of whole, oh, they get to use the same thing twice, then that made me start to think, is it because, like, obviously there's more than one, like, copy of each buckle, because in the first round, like, 3 of the riders had Magnum, so, like, is it just against the rules to use 2 at once, like... How come they couldn't do this before?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I guess maybe they just haven't had it yet. You know,
I guess that's why didn't Ace just beat up the Panzels or ass take his Magnum and then bing bada boom?
Oh, I thought you meant 2 of Fever. I was like, I don't know, they didn't have it yet.
Oh no, it's because the whole thing is like, oh, it's 2 of the same thing, and it's like they could have technically done this before.
I guess it's maybe just. I sort of wonder if it's maybe just like.
It's too much
pink energy. I know you said the Magnum thing, but yeah, maybe something like that. Or it's like there's only like 1 copy of an item per game or something, you know.
If you use the same buckle twice, you'll blow up.
Because doesn't Buffa take Japan's Magnum? Isn't that what happens? And they swap. So I wonder if it's legitimately just okay. There's 1 of every item in a match at a time. But I mean, I don't know if you can really judge that yet, because like I feel like we haven't had a round where everyone has their stuff. You know what I mean? And then they just start opening boxes.
What round is this round?
True. Good point.
Now that we just got all 5 of them back. Now Punk Jack's the 5th rider. Together. It's so interesting that Punk Jack is the 5th rider because like he's marketed like that on the Boost or not the Boost, the Fever box. He has his own special like fever thing, his little shoulder scarves, his shoulder capes.
Yeah.
And it's like I like it's good. Like he really definitely feels like he's supposed to be important, but I feel like he's honestly gonna die within the next 10 episodes.
I look at Punk Jack, I'm like, yep, that's a guy.
That is a guy.
Certainly there.
I'm doing kind of doing more than Neon right now too.
Damn.
I'm sorry. I need a Neon focus episode again.
Yeah,
because you know what's gonna happen.
Static.
Because Neon had, in my opinion, she had my favorite character focus episodes in Arc 1. Like I love Buffa's, but I really liked hers because, like for both a comedic reason but also a legitimate reason. The line, someone in Kamen Rider was having a depression arc and said the line, "I guess God never loved me." That shit is crazy. Like I really love her. I love her episode. But now like it feels like her arc is in this static place because my goal is always going to be the same, and until I'm free of my parents, the goal is not going to change. So now instead of her actually like having a plot that has to do with her character, the plot more so has to do with the mystery of her family and not her. So she's kind of not doing anything. And dare Lord, these Takahashi women don't be doing nothing because she can be the next Jaiba real fast in the fandom.
Hope not.
Even in Revice, when if Sakura started to wane a little bit in the story, people were like, "Oh no, it's Jaiba all over again."
I mean, weren't wrong. Kidding. It was a joke. Stop with the eggs, please.
But yeah, I hope she gets something to do soon.
I just thought that was funny. Yeah, me too.
I do like her scenes with Ace. She always had, whenever her and Ace interact, their characters are always fun.
She has such I don't know why. I just really like her personality. I feel like just her energy is so different from previous female riders. I don't know, just something.
I said it before. Like I don't know if it was on the show, but just anywhere. But her, I really enjoy her actor. She has such an innate charisma to her.
Yeah,
whenever
yeah,
she
I agree
performs.
with that 100%.
Not only that, but it really seems like more than any actor of the cast, I feel like she is the person that can really have that chemistry with the rest of the cast.
Yeah,
because she can really 100%. Bounce off of any character, really. Like she had a fun interaction with Buffa. She has cute little interactions with Kayla. She's a fun actor.
I think the fact too that you can pair her up with any as you said, her interactions are great, but I think the fact that she just works well with any grouping of the characters, she even worked well with the civilians in this episode. Her interactions with the kid, them trying to figure it out, that was so cute. I thought that was really sweet.
She's a great actor.
Oh, did you get it on that book, or did you find it on your end? I thought that was neat. I also thought that whole idea was cool.
It makes me excited to see her interact with the Revice cast, Sakura and stuff.
Yeah, for 45 minutes, of course.
Yeah. Only for one half.
That moved. That I'm so mad.
Revice's final story.
Yeah, for 30 minutes. Shut up, movie. Just give me the crossover. That's all I want. God.
Ace has also a really, in my opinion, two really good lines. Because just in general, that I think the cinematography and the fight choreography of them all using fever is arguably one of the best fights so far. It was really enjoyable to watch, just seeing them all gamble for a form. But also, I love me a good Kamen Rider fight, and it was directed so well. Especially Ace's new little bullet storm finisher.
I thought that was really cool.
It was really great. Nice. I also really I kind of liked how him and Punk Jack kind of worked together with Fever.
Yeah, I thought that was cool because Punk Jack gets knocked back and then Ace is like, "Oh, I'm gonna slide under you."
But I don't know. I really like his line of if you truly believe, as he re-rolls for another for trying to get Magnum twice, and he says that thing of if you just believe you will win, luck will come to you, and then he gets Magnum. I really love that. It's so cool.
I thought that, I don't know why. I thought that line was funny because it's you could just end up with something. You could just brick right now, dude.
Yeah, that's really funny. It's just if he completely fucked up right now, we'd have been yeah, all right, yeah, sure.
All right, well, destiny's a thing.
And then I was wrong. He also had the whole thing of we are here because we choose to fight. We are not the game master's pawns, and we will fight for our own volitions.
Yes, that one. I don't know. I think that one was the one that made me laugh. I don't know why. I laugh a lot at these shows for the wrong reasons. There's a lot of these things I see them saying. I'm yeah, okay.
I know. I like that. I like that line a lot because I think the delivery from Ace is really good, but I think we talked about it before of okay, once the players learn that the game is rigged, or that the game is basically it's shady, it's a little bit corrupt. The big worry, at least for me, was that there will be oh, we should boycott the game and not play, and then they kind of just get rid of the tournament by episode 20, and then there's no more Grand Prix, or just kind of try to get rid of it as a whole. But I like this route of oh, they know the Grand Prix is shitty and it's shady, and they're gonna try to fuck them if they start to hate any of the players, but they don't care because they still have their wishes, and ultimately that's the only way they're gonna get their wish is if they play.
Exactly, and if they It's also like if you're good like Aces, it's just adding to the challenge, I guess, and that makes it more interesting for him. I feel like if I was in his shoes, I'd be like, okay, I'm the best, so you're just throwing more things at me. That's fine. I can handle it,
Yeah.
I think that's a cool way of looking at it too, where it's just adding to the extra challenge and like I don't know. I think it's interesting that they're just like, all right, we know it's rigged. Still, we're gonna play anyways.
And honestly, in hindsight, it is very funny to think about how just the old man and the sheep girl were just placeholders for Kayla and Neon.
It really is.
The second the girl died, the original girl came in, and it's just like, oh, you want to be part of the game, Kayla? Old man has to step down.
I love how we were talking about like how he would get the ID cord, and I feel like it never occurred to us that just, oh yeah, he can just send it to him. I swear that never came up because we talked about. I think we talked about it last week.
We talked about it because we thought because we thought like, oh, retired ID cords has to go to the guy because the Pans was there.
I guess you could just get him back. I don't know. I thought it was interesting too. He couldn't use the old man's driver. I thought that was interesting. Like they didn't have it, because it's like, okay, I'll send you Tycoon's ID core.
If you put an ID core into a driver, is it just glued there for the rest of time until you get retired?
I wonder that. I also think it's interesting that we haven't seen like. It's really weird how quickly they phased out the entry forms.
Yeah,
I think it's just because it's the whole act of, okay, belt on, then put thing. I think that's I feel like that's the reason they phased it out. I feel like they couldn't figure out like a smooth way of doing it. So they just went with, okay, they never used them, they just put the buckles on.
This does make me think about a certain topic when it comes to the fandom and modern writer of the infamous power creep. Mm-hmm. Because everyone's oh, this form got introduced here, and then like an episode or two later, another guy has a new form, and it's stronger than that one. And it's just, so that form didn't really get to matter. Like, for example, oh my god, Daichi's back as Kamen Rider Live. Fuck that. Kamen Rider John is coming. But stuff like that. And in my opinion, I honestly think Geats is doing it in like the most unfrustrating way I've seen, or the most natural, because
I agree with that.
I feel like in any other season we'd be like, why is Command coming so fast after Fever? Like I thought Fever was the new cool thing, but the way, because in general this is how Geats tackles introducing new forms and gimmicks as a whole. Fever doesn't feel like the new big thing. It just feels like, oh, hey, we unlocked another item that can help us, which is how they treat it.
Yeah.
So now that Command is coming along, it's like, okay, this is supposed to be the new big thing. Fever is kind of like the in-between.
I think also you can look at it just like, okay, all Fever does, it just gives them a double of a buckle they already have, or it gives them some random buckle.
It's like a big cool item.
Yeah, and I would even argue, I feel like you don't even see like what the actual benefit is of having two of the same buckle, other than you have two of the same buckle. You get what I mean?
Yeah, they never specified if it gives you like a boost or something in power.
Yeah, I think boost, like double boost, has
obviously
crazy in stats.
Double boost obviously would be the thing, but that's like that's the big jackpot.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, you're right. I know like the Kamen Rider like stats are like insane and don't really factor in, but like I don't know.
Is he stronger than Kamen Rider Poppy?
Like double boost is like stronger than Ultimate Kuga, I think the wiki said. I forget.
Bullshit.
But, like,
don't make me cry. I will fold that man.
But like I know the stat, it's just I don't visually see, other than like, you get the double of a weapon. Like Nago didn't even have two. Like,
it's so funny.
Like she didn't. Have
in general, that. It's so funny to me when people try to power scale Kamen Rider characters like they do like fucking anime characters like Goku or Naruto, because Toei themselves don't try to power scale them. They clearly don't care.
Here's the power scaling episode of CBT. You ready? Welcome to the power scaling episode. You ready? Okay. it goes number 2, everyone else. And you ready for number 1?
The old man.
No, Omagio.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right.
That's
it.
That's
That's the only consistent power scaling toy it could do.
That's
actually not even.
That's the only thing that matters.
Well, actually, I was gonna say not even because of Deca Geo, but technically it was Geo that took out Omagio, so technically it was just Geo again. So technically Geo's still on top. I haven't watched it, so
it doesn't count either.
But I see, like you can't compare like Boost is like city level, like, sure, whatever, but like Toei doesn't even remember how fast Clock Up can go whenever Kabuto comes back, so you know.
I think my favorite thing about the Clock Up thing is it's like okay, Clock Up and Axel are the same speed. All right, that makes sense. But I love in Taisen GP, you have Mach just doing the little 4 boost on his belt, and he fights Axel Mach. Axel Mach. Axel fights Axel, which means he's the same speed as Clock Up when he just does a little boost on his belt.
And,
I think that's
and then Toei is like, you know who else can keep up with all those 3? Hiromu, Red Buster, because it's his power. His power is as fast as Clock Up too. If you have super speed, all super speed is
GOAT.
The same.
Leave Hiromu alone. He's my guy.
Man, fucking Kabuto will fall down.
Leave him alone. Fuck you. It was Decade Kabuto. It doesn't count.
But in general,
you got Devin. I got Hiromu. All right, we're on the same team here.
Arc number 2 is going pretty good so far. I'm enjoying it. I still think Command is a little ugly. I still don't like the look of it. But we'll see. We'll see this episode.
I like the toy. Not we're wrapping up here, but I like how it's like you put the buckle onto the sword and then you charge it up on the sword. I think that's neat. I don't know why. I just think that's cool. I think the buckles are boring as hell, though. I think they could have did more. It was very...
I like that, you have to put in one, and then you activate that one, and then it gives you the sword, and then you have to take off the one from the sword, and then you can do both.
Yeah, I think that's cool. I think it's a little
weird
idea. That it's like... You don't get one of the pieces, like you just get a new entry. I like how I just said they phased out the entry forms, and now it's back next week. I'm such an idiot. I just remembered. Well, good job, Jacob.
So, now we're getting out of Geats. Geats was good. Good shit, Geats. Keep it up.
Well, he's in the next thing.
Yeah. There's a movie that came out a while back, and if you are a regular in the Toku fandom, how it works with these Toku movies is that we see all the trailers for it, and then it comes out in theaters in Japan. And then, like 6 months later, we get it. We get to watch it because of DVDs. And so the big what was it? The summer movie? Yeah, the big summer movie for Kamen Rider Revice was Kamen Rider Revice Battle Familia, a story that takes place in the weirdest part of the story that they obviously did not plan for by the time they got there in the show, so it feels weird in connection to the actual story, even though it's canon.
No, they kind of planned for it. They beat Gift when it's like vacation.
I'm talking about in other aspects, but like, it came out. We both watched it. All of Toku Twitter's watched it. Jacob, how do you feel about this movie?
So imagine, you know those Super Sentai movies? Mm-hmm. You know those Super Sentai movies that are like 30 minutes? They're chill. They're fun. They're fun little romps.
Do you think it felt like that?
So imagine they took that idea of a Super Sentai movie, right?
And just added another 30 minutes.
They just added like another, I don't know, 40 minutes maybe?
Because low-key, this dude...
you want to...
I wouldn't say this felt like 2 different movies, but more so 2 versions of the same movie that they kind of put together.
I don't know how to explain this movie, because I actually know Vice explained it. I don't know. Finally, wow, Vice did something I enjoyed. Sorry, I didn't mean it. Anyway. Sorry, I don't mean to joke at your expense.
No, that's okay. It's okay. It's
Anyways, Vice literally goes, "Oh, it's the main bad guy. Wait, we're already at the climax?" It's literally that. They go to the climax like 12 minutes in. They fight Daimon. They get rocked. He splits the... I don't know why I'm like already going into the movie. I don't mean to, but like... It's just like they took a movie...
I talked about it with
put
Peter.
In the first 30.
I talked about it with Peter, and it's like, I was so surprised, and like the big moment with Yukimi and Kamen Rider Igarashi isn't even halfway into the movie.
Okay. That one pissed me off so much. Because why is that 25 minutes into the movie?
I thought that was going to be
25 minutes!
I thought that was going to be like the big final fight for him, and Nikki's like, wait, I can't take this guy on my own. I have to rely on my family! And then the big shit happens.
And he's like, ah! And then go with the flow.
But no, honestly,
it's alright because it's going
I would have enjoyed that or anything else compared to what they did. Because, like, ooh. I talked a lot of this with Peter the other night. But it felt so...
Shout out, Peter.
...comedically forced. Because it's just like, oh, the siblings are locked up. And then the mom is like, how dare you?
Leave my family alone!
And the dude is like, well, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do to stop me? And for some reason, even though I feel like this is the weirdest thing she could have said, in all honesty, it's just, it's my dream to protect my children. Oh wait, she said it's my dream. It's my dream. You're my dream. And it was like, what? And then she just summons a whole inner demon out of nowhere. And then the theme song starts playing. Her little song starts playing, and I was like, what is going on?
According to my friend, shout out to Kat. Apparently that's like she said that's like a biblically accurate angel or something. So that's funny.
You know what?
Also, by the way,
the part that pissed me off so much about Yukimi's demon, aside from it appearing in the most forced way possible, just so they can slide in "It's my dream," because they wanted to have it in the movie. How come no one questions it afterwards?
Okay, that pissed me off. That pissed me the fuck off. Because they literally go, they do the go with the flow. You know, they fight as Igarashi, and then they de-transform, and then they're like,
Isn't mom so awesome?
Mom's a badass.
And it's just like,
what does that do?
Why are you saying she's like, oh, and then Nikki's like, I guess we shouldn't mess with her, haha. I was like, no, what do you mean? She shouldn't have that.
And then Genta has the audacity to like not. And Genta's like, good job, honey. Like, what?
The worst part about that, I'm not mad at Genta saying that. I'm mad at Yukimi going, I don't even know how that happened, and then he just left it off.
No, that's what it was. That's what it was. Like, what? Okay, and you know what else pissed me off? I said it on Twitter. I say a lot of these things on Twitter because I was live tweeting it because I've been doing that lately. But beside the point. How does that work? How can she just fuse them together? It does not make any sense.
I think the part
it doesn't matter.
The part that weirds me out about it the most is George. Wouldn't George be like, "What the fuck? How does that work?"
Why didn't it?
Because George was so interested in Genta's demon. And you'd be like, wait, not only does your mom have an inner demon when she had no Gifu cells in her at all, but her inner demon is so strong that it can quote unquote cause family miracles.
Not even family. Well, no, this was a family miracle, but she can nullify Gifu's eyes and force the demons back into their hosts. And that also, like, causes them... Well, I guess it makes sense because they were transformed when they were forced out, but at the same time, I really don't like when they just instantly transform because I feel like it loses the effect of having the belts. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
But besides the point. Anyways, I spoke really fast because it wasn't that important. Anyways. Why? I'm okay that they used Thunder Gale for it because that makes sense because that fused Icky and Vice, whatever. But, like, it doesn't make sense. This is just another one of our family miracles. Fuck you, Icky. Fuck you. You stupid bastard. You don't make sense. This movie is stupid.
I'm
trying to
word.
It just pisses me off.
I'm trying to think about what I want to talk about, and every single one I want to say my biggest issue is with this movie, but like it can't be all of them. It has to be one. But all of them bother me so much.
All right. let's cool for a second. What did we like about the movie? What did you like about the movie?
Okay, aside from Go With The Flow and Live Devil, because I don't really like those songs, assume me. But in general, okay. I do think the OST was actually really good. I like the reprise of the usual fight theme when they had that big when they first fight Daimon, and it's like it's like the usual OST from the show, but they add a little bit of flair to it, and it sounds nice. Yeah. Also, the Geats debut had a cool little track to it. The Dead Man's had this nice little salsa guitar thing.
Yeah.
Which made me feel slightly less pissed.
Well, we can get to that later. I liked, I'm a big. This is Koichi Sakamoto joint. Can I say joint? I'm gonna say joint. I don't care. Sue me. Anyways, this is a Koichi Sakamoto movie. I like how I said I would say it and then I didn't. Whatever. This movie just does things to me. I don't fucking care anymore. Koichi Sakamoto directed the movie. I'm a big Koichi Sakamoto fan. It's a Koichi Sakamoto movie. I mean, the action was on point, to be perfectly honest with you. It was really good. Aside from, everyone just kind of getting, Sakura just getting bodied. That wasn't really his fault, though, I guess.
Yeah.
I know I said I was going to be positive, but the biggest problem with this movie, I think, is just the writing of it. The actual, what I'm looking at is fine. What they are saying to me doesn't make any 100%, sense to me, and it doesn't do anything.
Honestly, they do something here in the movie that I wish they did in the show when it came to Daiji. And big props to the suit actor. It's when he's fighting Chick, and show.
Oh my god, I love this part.
In the show, the big appeal of seeing Daiji and Kagero switch was kind of killed for me. It was cool when after episode 44, and they were just like, all right, switch with me. And then he just, puts it back into the driver, casually switches. I'm like, yeah, sure, that's cool. I really love, because the suit actor is hella talented. He gets knocked down. Yeah, his hand, it's like Kagero is controlling only his hand, and it unnaturally lifts up, and Daiji grabs his wrist. I really love that. It is very cool. Such a cool way to illustrate to show the audience that they really are fighting for control still sometimes.
And I was begging for them to do this, but I'm so glad we finally got a direct live switching to evil scene. That was actually, and the fact that the lyrics of Live Devil matched up, because I forget what it is. It's the ray of light still casts a shadow over that fight scene. And it's legitimately I think that was perfect, honestly. That was really cool.
Yeah.
And the beat drop of dealing with the devil as he turns into evil, that is good. I gotta give him that. That was pretty sick.
Hell
but
yeah.
It's just, that was good. I think honestly Daiji was not, I feel like Daiji could have did more, but
it's the real
MC.
It's just I don't really care about Daiji a lot of the time. I can't lie.
Damn.
So in this movie, it was just as long as he's saying nothing that pisses me off, I don't care.
As long as he's not, guys, you gotta submit to Gifu. Trust me.
As long as he doesn't come out of nowhere with a suitcase of his literal trauma for no reason, I will be fine.
Well, leave him alone.
He is such a loser. People got on my ass a couple days ago for hating on that man because he was in the trailer, but this movie made him hate him so much more.
I'm not gonna lie, I felt kind of bad for him in this one because he's like, "Don't leave without me," and she's like,
"Oh yeah, Hannah has such a annoyed reaction. I noticed that.
I just feel bad for him because honestly I thought he was kind of raw in this one. I thought it was cool seeing him with the Julio suit on and he turns into over demons. I really
honestly that scene was kind of ruined for me because I noticed for some reason they don't have the sound effects of the actual demons driver, just the stamp. And I was just like, why?
No.
It's unnecessary. Just add it in,
I thought it was cool seeing them two with their drivers on and they actually turn the riders. I don't know. I don't. This is She just Hannah looked good with the dress and the drive around. I don't know what it was. It wasn't like a oh my god, she's so hot. I just thought it looked cool. Like it was cool. And that's the only ever nice thing I'll say about Aguilera.
I'm sorry. I can't. Aside from a cool Daiji suit actor moment and the OST, I can't really think about what else I liked about this movie.
We got Ninja Black.
Oh, I will say something I noticed because I kind of already complimented the fight choreography, but the scenes of the siblings running away from their demons, I don't know how they filmed it in a certain way where you truly felt like they were beating the shit out of these kids, you know?
No, because why was Lovekov just beating the shit out of Sakura?
They were dogging on these guys. By
the way, they should have shot Lovekov out of the sky at the start of the movie. Gonna be honest.
Seeing Vice just slam Icky's head into a railing and then just start punching him repeatedly in the stomach. I was like, oh my god, he's jumping that man.
I love how he's like, can I eat him yet?
Oh, that in the scene where Chick is talking to Yukimi, there is when Yukimi says, "How dare you?" and then it cuts back to Chick, and in the background you can see Vice give the hardest sucker punch across Icky's jaw, and I just started fucking dying.
I thought it was so funny how much the suit actors are beating the shit out of them. I was like, damn, they hate these guys.
You see, I don't know why. You see. No, actually, no, it does make sense. Daiji didn't really say anything during that because that's just average Kagura behavior, TBH.
I really didn't like how Kagura, so after they...
Kagura did nothing in this movie.
Yeah, I know we're going all over the place. I know I just said, let's talk about the positive, but,
we're going all over in this place because the movie goes all over the place, because fuck this movie, I swear to God.
I feel like it doesn't go all over the place. It just goes into one place and it just kind of runs around in a circle and doesn't know what to do for the last rest of the movie because they just covered everything in the first 30. Anyway, I thought it was weird and I just don't like it. It's this weird Kagero erasure. I know that sounds stupid, but they fuse out of Igarashi and Vice and Lovekov are there, but Kagero just doesn't say anything.
Daiji doesn't even say "welcome back, guy" or "friend."
Yeah, he's like, look at my stupid hair in this movie. You can see how big my forehead is.
I'm gonna use that I'm gonna piggyback off of that to talk about what I felt in this movie about
their terrible outfits.
No, I felt like this movie kind of shows off the problem about having story beats that are either in that are just a concept without that much elaboration yet for the story, or last minute shit. Because it really does feel like this movie was filmed. This movie was filmed around maybe Thundergale, and they didn't know what was going to happen by where it should be after defeating Gifu. They just know that stuff should happen by there. But no real elaboration. Daichi's supposed to have Kagura back by then, but we don't really know how and what their dynamic is going to be. So just have him there. Don't really have to talk to the guy. Julio becomes over demons eventually, but he can only really have 2 minutes of screen time. You don't need that much time as over demons.
Him and Aguilera just kind of him and Aguilera just kind of dip after they transform. I noticed that.
And the biggest thing to me is that George in this movie does not feel like how he was after Gifu's defeat. Because after Gifu's defeat, he was in depression mode. But in this movie, he's still happy-go-lucky. Hey! Random English! Calm down, Hiromi.
that one was good. That one was funny.
Hey, calm down. Sorry. All that stuff. And he's completely just fine. and by far the biggest thing, which is truly the pinnacle of my point of last minute forms. If this is truly after Gifu, how could where's Ability Live? Where's Invincible John?
I don't know, man. I think on one hand, it's just it's like you said, it's just a problem. It's just a problem that they had to do because it's like, okay,
like they had to make sure it's still
yet.
fit in by the point of the story where it's at by then. But I just felt like they didn't know how they got there and what they should really do for it.
Yeah. It's a lot of like, it's just weird too because it's never like, they never just bring it up, which I feel like if they did bring it up, it would have been worse. So I feel like it's a little bit better that they just don't like, say why they don't break them out.
It gives me a similar feeling of like when Hannah's actor said, "Oh, what was it? Girls Remix was like the first time she got to transform, and like her transformation in the show was like the second time she ever did that because of filming stuff."
Yeah, they film like a month in advance, I believe, like 1 or 2 months in advance, or like I believe it's a month.
And they announced Battle Familia like a while back before any of the stuff in the show happened.
Yeah, so it was probably filmed for a minute, to be honest with you. It was probably, if I had to legitimately guess, probably around when Ultimate Live.
Oh, hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I love Kamen Rider, whatever the V Cinema form is. It's Marvelous Life. That's what it was. Anyways, not the point. Anyways, I feel like, just judging by it, I think it was probably filmed around when, like, Ultimate Revice debuted. That just seems like the vibe. And they do that thing where they show off the final form, but it's really not, like, a big deal.
Yeah, so that's my little problem with the movie, that, like, unplanned stuff in the show translating to the movie feels weird, because it feels like, the movie can only do, like, it can only do what it can when it comes to the movie, or it comes to fitting into the show's timeline. But that doesn't excuse the writing of the story.
Yep. I also want to say, I do feel like maybe we're at a disadvantage a little bit just seeing it so far removed from the show.
Yeah.
But at the same time, even when this came out, they already had Ability Live, they already had Invincible John, so it's still weird. But I do think just seeing it months after does make it feel not as potent, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. Not that that's really like...
Oh.
That's more of an outside thing, I think, honestly.
Should we get into
it's still a factor, I feel.
Should we get into the writing of the movie?
Oh god, I don't even know what to start with that.
I know exactly where I want to start. That motherfucker Chimera is the most pointless part of the entire movie. If you erased his eyes, nothing would have changed.
Okay, but like, what was the point, man?
I know a lot of people were...
I had to listen to Chris... I had to listen to Chris go, King, dog, come on, for like 20 days. No offense, Chris. But like, I had to listen to that jingle. And he just does nothing. Like, it was all for nothing.
I rewatched like his little backstory, TTFC 2 and everything, and it's just like, you don't even need to watch that. They explain it in the movie. They just explain it with quick flashbacks of the movie.
Chimera in that.
And the worst part, the TTFC backstory is basically fucking pointless because when the character is actually like, do you remember my entire backstory that made a side special for? And the main villain just goes, who are you?
Is his name Daimon or is it something else?
Daimon, I think his real name was like Ozuma or something.
No, Ozuma's Buffa.
The second man. Ozuma the second.
I don't know.
Because he was just like... Yeah, I don't know who you are. I'm just gonna beat you up and take my belt back. In which he gets beaten in like 5 seconds. So
that pissed me off, dude. Because it's like, I get this kid. I'm calling him a kid. We're probably the same age, but regardless, I like this dude, right? I get he has no combat experience, and I get this guy is like super Gifu powered up, but like, he should at least still be able to put up a fight. And also, the Chimera suit does not look like a Chimera. It does not. That was it's such a dumb waste of a name.
He has a cool finisher. And I think it's really funny that on the plane he was like, wait a minute. They're distracted by that pregnant woman. Perfect distraction. I'm gonna run away.
I thought that was funny too. Yeah, I love at the end.
It's so funny.
Like, what's your name?
And all the scenes he has, it feels like he's supposed to be important, but he's not. He shows up in the base.
They bench him.
He shows up in the base, and like Yukimiya's like, "It's you," and then shit goes like, "Who the fuck are you again?" And he's like, I will take in this belt and I'm running. And then he runs back onto the plane. And I know this is Kamen Rider, so obviously they can't do that. But my thought was, how come the guy put down his gun to transform? And they honestly just could have shot him with the gun. Like, he would have blocked it with the.
He would have blocked. He would have blocked it with the stamp.
That shit would have been crazy. And it's also very funny with the TTFC thing and everything in mind. It's still very funny that when he gets the driver, he's just kept the stamp the entire time. His own stamp. He just pulls it out of nowhere. He's like, "Yeah, Chimera headshot."
Yeah, woo! I got a crab. Look at my crocodile. Yeah.
And also,
shut up.
Not in my opinion, what I was thinking about, how come he didn't know that Daimon forgot his ass? And I know that sounds like a weird point. How would he know he forgot it? And my point is that in his little flashback when he said, "Oh, I was following you around just to get my revenge on you," and it's that scene of like Daimon and his group in the airport going up the escalator, and then like 2 steps behind them in the escalator is the guy, like he's following directly behind him. That's how you should have known they don't know your ass. They weren't worried about you. You were directly behind them, and they did nothing.
That's I always say this, but please, someone clip that. That is such a good point. That is such a good point. They do not know you, little bro. Not him.
He was directly behind them, and he was like, "I've been following you around in secret to get my revenge." It's like they don't care about you. You are a random.
My friend died, and then my parents, like my father, Seiji Takaiwa, just exploded in front of me. By the way, they killed Seiji Takaiwa.
How dare they?
Screw this movie.
And then it's so funny because when he could have had a good moment, it's like they continuously fumble the bag, even though it's a cool fight scene. It could have been a cool Chimera fight where they actually gave us a reason to care about him, and then he gets fucked. And then and then Genta's like, "Wait a minute, this is my time to shine," and he gets out the stream driver. And then no, screw that. It's a Geats cameo, in which I know it's tradition and stuff, blah blah, but like I don't know. I feel like this is one of the more weird cameos they've had, because usually how it is just like, oh, they have a big fight in like a forest or something, and then the next rider comes in, he's like, "I'll hold off these mooks. You go on." But like, and it's such a big moment where he fights off the main villain was there. He saw him. And he's just like, "Oh, what a strange guy. I'm just gonna leave. I don't give a fuck." Like, what? Like, does no one question the existence of this guy?
I think the funniest thing is he's like, "Who are you?" And then he says it again in Japanese.
Who are you? I saw somewhere on Twitter someone said, "Oh, this guy, like the way they wrote Geats in this movie, he feels very much like Ace in the show." And like I can.
That's what I said.
Oh shit! Sorry. I'm about to slander you right now, right in front of you. I am. I agree to an extent.
I said that without the subs, I believe, but I don't know if you saw. Like, I said that when I like skimmed through it.
I agree.
But I don't know if you saw that tweet.
I agree to an extent. But my thing is, it feels like how Ace is written in this movie as if someone only saw like glimpses of Takahashi's scripts for 2 seconds and only remembered a couple lines. It was just like, fuck, I'm gonna throw them all together. Because like some of his lines are very weird. Like the whole thing of like, when like in the actual Geats the show, when he's like, "I've been playing the game since AD. Do you believe me?" Or I'm trying to fight to get my mom back. Do you believe me? But he's like, "Who are you? What's your name?" And he's like, "My name is Kamen Rider Geats. Would you believe me if I said that?" I was like, "Motherfucker, what's the alternative?" Like, what else could you be?
I think so here's what I think they were doing. I think, it's the rider tradition of like the new guy isn't always like 100%, right? I think they were really leaning into the whole, like, the fox is like a bad, like, is it like the kitsune or it's a fox? One of the two is like a bad luck symbol. So I think they were leaning into that a lot. And like like foxes are like tricksters, and like they're in Japanese like culture.
He also has a weird ass line of like, "I'm here to have fun in the game." Just kidding. He was like, why do you say just kidding? That's like normally what Ace would say.
There was one where he was like, I gotta find it.
Was it the Sans line?
Yes, it was the Sans line.
You're gonna have a bad time.
He's like, you're gonna have a bad day. I was like,
and it's like then he does that and then dips out, and like any question the main villain should have had of like, how did he get through my barrier? Or who the fuck even is he? Why does he have a different rider system entirely? And like, I know usually in the rider the characters aren't supposed to question the rider cameos because they just shouldn't. But like, the more here more than ever, I felt like they shouldn't just shrug that shit off. Like, I don't know why. Like when I watch something like Surprise Future, and then Ghost comes out of a literal sky portal and just fights the guys, and then dips with no elaboration. I'm just like, yeah, that makes sense. But like,
this Ace just I get what you're saying, because it's like, all right, they make it exclusively clear they can't get in, or if they get in, they're fucked. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, the only way we could bring down the barrier
How
is...
did he get in?
The only way we can put down the barrier is that we put the magical toy on Oteka's belt and then throw him out of a helicopter onto the barrier. That shit was hilarious. I love that. They just threw him out. What happens if they didn't throw him far enough and he just kind of fell to his death?
What happens if they miss? He just runs away. He just runs away with the Chimera driver and no stand.
Also, that has to be the biggest... Like, how can I don't know, clickbait, lying.
Tease.
Like on all the trailers, you have Oteka with the belt on, and you're like, "Why does he have a belt? Oh my god!" And it's just they throw him at the barrier. That's it, and he doesn't take it off afterwards. He just kind of has it for the fight.
Why did he need the belt on? Was there a Gifu eye?
There's the Gifu eye, and then George is like, "You're the only one who has Gifu cells in his DNA because you fused with him, so we can throw you at him."
Yeah, I don't care.
Oh,
fuck this movie.
So, and there's one. You know what's one of my favorite parts about Revice on the show?
I thought you were gonna say the movie.
About Ikki's character. I like the entire arc in the show. I got
some notes.
I like the entire arc in the show, where he is like, I don't want any of my siblings trying to take down the monsters because the trauma of killing another person is so great and terrible that it's affected me and I don't want it to affect them. And even then, George, please find a way so my kicks can save these people because I don't want anyone to die. And in the movie, not only is Vice just like, why should we do anything? Let's just let him die. Ikki's like, nah, I don't want to just let him die. If he's dying, it's going to be by my hand. He didn't say that. That's basically what he did.
Okay. Why the fuck did Ikki say, "Oh, I fight for the smiles I see on people"? Bitch, no you don't. You have never once said that. That has never been your mantra. Maybe I'm misremembering. To be honest with you,
his whole thing is that he fights because he wants to. Like it's like they gave him something that he would say for like episode 1 of the show.
But no, I fight for the smiles I see on others. No, you don't. You just stole that from Monica Kengo of Ultraman Trigger. You stole that from Godai. You don't fight for that. You fight because you want to, or I don't fucking care why you fight. You don't fight for smiles, you stupid bastard. I don't know why that line, I don't know why it pissed me off. But I guess it's just because it didn't make sense.
Weird. Like he was like, I'm not going to let you go out by just rotting away. So we're going to have a proper fight, and I'm going to kill you properly.
And Vice just doesn't do shit.
And it's just, I'm just so... It confuses me so much that Ikki was perfectly... He didn't question it for a single moment that he was going to kill this man. He was perfectly fine with it.
I guess you could argue it's just because he was rotting away anyways. But at the same time, Ikki went out of his way and he was like, here's a little stamp juice or whatever.
Yeah.
Also, by the way, the fight was cool, but like I feel like
it's so Quasar. Shout out to Quasar. Quasar words it in the funniest way possible, of just like, Bro had the same motivation for like a millennia, and then Icky was just like, nah, that's not it. And he was like, you know what, you're right. And then gives him a fist bump afterwards and dies. And he's like, goodbye, my friend. He's not your friend. You guys weren't friends.
He didn't know you, big bro. He didn't know you. You weren't him. God.
And he just died.
Also, I love how Chick is arguably the bigger bad of the movie. Just gets taken out by the Genta and the other two morons.
Honestly, that shit's funny. I was laughing my ass off when they had that whole like they defeat him and then they have the usual tokusatsu like they turn around to pose at the camera. And there's an explosion.
Yeah, but it's just
but it's just them, and it's just like, oh, Daiji and Sakura have their cool little like military outfits, and then there's Genta who looked like he just woke up. He looked like he woke up 5 minutes ago, and he was like, yeah.
Okay, I'm not like a big Genta guy. I'm really not. I'm totally honest. Sorry, Chris. I know you love the Disstream episode, but the fact that this guy Genta, you probably saw it. Because I just thought it was the dumbest thing ever. This is probably the dumbest thing in the movie. Genta goes to Chimera. And he's like, you can't fight for murder and revenge. Don't worry. The Igarashis can do anything. We can do it all. You got bodied in the first minute of the movie, my guy. He kicked your ass. Your children got their demons stolen. And they got rocked by them. And then you still got your ass kicked.
Oh my god, there's so many little things you reminded me of from when I watched it last night. Like when Vice turned evil and then he was chasing after Icky, and I was like, Vice gets the exclusive power when he turns evil that he can blow shit up with his mind that he never ever does.
I love that. There was just a big explosion when Evil is just throwing Daiji through like throwing him out of a building for no reason.
There's also I know it's kind of like a joke with like action movies of like, oh, the hacker just clacks a random fucking amount of keys on his keyboard and he's like, I'm in. But like when Chick is like, I'm gonna activate my evil plan, and it turns to him like his hands on the keyboard, and it's certainly for like the actor just did what he threw his hands around and then he presses a singular button and then the shit starts up and he's like, he did not do that.
Then he's like, I'm wonderful, and then like 5 seconds later, he's like, I'm more wonderful. Shut up, dude. Jesus.
Also, God. Peter always likes to talk about this. So, this movie adds on to Revice's biggest story issue. How the fuck does the inner demons work?
I wanted to talk about this. I actually wanted to talk about this. How do
these guys work?
They're aliens. They're aliens? They're just aliens. They're not really demons. They're just fucking aliens. This show is the most, I don't even know what to call it, just concoction of absolute bullshit. And like, sure, it's fine. The show's great. But when you actually think about it, and you look at what this movie adds, it's stupid. It is absolutely
my big issue is that, okay, demons like Vice, Lovecough, Kagero, Veil, they're all unique and special and powerful, more powerful than average demons, because they're Gifu cells. They got Gifu cells in them, so they're cool.
Mm-hmm.
But then I've noticed it's kind of only the side content that does this, where they're like, oh yeah, one of the random side characters on the show just has a demon that's basically on the same level as the Igarashi demons. And so like Dark Aguilera or Chick, because the big reveal is that Chick is George's inner demon, and he's so unique and stylized like any of the other inner demons of the main characters, but he why? How? And then Noteka is just like, I didn't know you had one. I thought everyone had one, but like none of them are just special. How does this work?
Well, at least we know like he got the Gifu cells from his dad or something, so that like clears up George a little bit.
He does? He did? I thought it was just his inner demon.
Yeah.
Which I still don't know how that works.
Remember George's fucking Mr. Mask fellow just injected his son with Gifu cells that one time.
I thought he said
that's how they retconned his like personality change.
I thought
remember that?
I don't remember that. I thought I remember everyone talking about it. It was the whole thing of like, oh, he put his inner demon into George.
Yeah. So I guess
he doesn't. I don't know if he had Gifu cells, but like I don't know if his demon fused with George, or it's just because Chick isn't even his dad's demon. It's George's. It's just what?
Yeah. No. I thought I had it, but then you made me confused.
The show doesn't know how this shit works either, so
I'm blaming you. I'm not blaming you. I'm blaming the movie. It's all right, buddy. We'll get through it together.
And then the movie's gonna make it probably weirder by having like Hiromi have an inner demon. I don't know what the fuck the plot
Don't worry,
was.
he has white hair that makes him attractive.
Yeah,
What?
Junior Kamasu's such a guy. Calm down, Hiromi.
He just shot a bow and arrow in this fucking movie. What was the point?
It's so sad to me that him aiming a bow and arrow at Olteka and talking to him that one time after he got out of jail was like the most interaction those two characters had ever since Olteka pushed him off a cliff.
Why'd you remind me? Now I'm upset again.
It's the whole deal of Hiromi never gets to take down his rival.
No, cause like... Because, like, oh yeah, I don't know why I'm talking about him getting thrown off the cliff again, but it pisses me off, because why didn't he just turn into fucking Patera Genome and catch him? Just why. Also, Volcano has Jip. We already went over this in the first episode. This is a full circle moment for the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Just
back at it.
Pissed off at Revice.
Oh,
like, it's funny. Also, it's funny too because I feel like we both like Revice to an extent.
Volcano should be messing up sometimes.
Fuck him. I know I was vulgar about him one time, but I don't want it back again. This movie pissed me off. You can hate on me. Hate on me. Don't hate on Ghia. Ghia isn't saying any of this.
I'm so scared.
This movie infuriated me.
I am so scared for Revice's final story and over Demons
don't
2.
Get me started.
And whatever bullshit they pull for that, and Vice having his onk moment or whatever I don't know. But
can I be honest with you? I hope they don't bring him back. I think if they stick to their guns and keep him dead, I will actually respect it.
Yeah,
I really will.
Me too.
Truly.
I think this movie confuses me. This movie just confuses me. I haven't even gotten to the part that actually just made me mauled.
Oh, there's more. Oh boy, keep going. This is great.
I described it to Peter as like the string of shit, like everything I hated in Revice, all thrown at me at once. What?
No, you're on to something. But continue.
First they throw in some contrived bullshit about the inner demons and Chick. Then it is followed by Olteka and them coming back as the Dead Mans for some reason, and they just go along with it even though they should be like traumatized and hate that, which still confuses me about why Julio did that. And
I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was funny they went along with the pose. That was funny.
So not only did they come back as the Dead Mans, which feels like such an interesting way, such an interesting form of character regression.
It's weird because like
then the Aguilera suit shows up. I'm old. And then Tamaki turns into his lame ass over demons, and I maul again. And then Sakura gets beaten by the lowest level mooks, and I mauled even more. And to top it all off, they start playing Live Devil. And I'm like, God damn it. It is a string.
On top of that, they don't even play Volcano during the movie either.
I will never forgive them about Volcano, but
Mirage Mirror. They probably didn't have Mirage Mirror written by then. What am I saying?
Had Go with the Flow, but we talked about it. We talked about it once on the show about the topic of misogyny.
That was the Noel episode.
The topic of I'm talking about the topic of misogyny.
Oh, the misogyny.
A Kamen Rider. We talked of like, so the female writers get treated different sometimes, and I guess no one's really talked about it except for random joke tweets here and there. But something really does rub me the wrong way when Sakura got the short end of the stick in the fight.
Yeah, I thought it was
she gets taken out by the low level guys. And like, sure, they can take out certain guys, but like,
shout out Icon. Icon was like, the Gifu Juniors are tough, and I was like, I don't care. They were bodying them at the start of the movie.
Base Revice can take them. Like, it does not matter. Like the juniors are just there for whatever. Which is funny. It's like Sakura is usually depicted as pretty strong in the show. Like she's a damn good fighter, and then she gets taken out. So Julio can be like, I can fight too. His lame ass. I will admit, it's fun. It's cool that we got to see Tamaki in the Julio outfit, and he has a better cut than he originally did. I'm so proud of my man. His cut wasn't atrocious.
I'm proud of him too.
And just God, like I maybe that's how I can describe this movie. This movie is a lot of the weak points about Revice kind of just shoved into one movie.
You're on to something.
And
Truly.
It's blah. It's really blah.
We should start doing ratings. We should just start rating things.
This shit is an F mine. No, it can't be that harsh. Are
we doing letters or are we doing numbers?
I would give it a 5 out of 10. I don't think I would watch it again.
I'll give it like a...
Like, I would only watch it again if, like, a friend group wants me to. And that's probably about it.
Can I do numbers one week and then you do letters? And then, like, we keep flopping? And then
yeah, we can do that.
Know, like, how the
that'll be fine. I heard everybody talking about this movie when it got subbed, because I saw it, like, a couple days after it got subbed. And I was like, everyone's kind of being confused, like, not confused. Everyone's kind of being like a little harsh about this movie. They're kind of being tough on it, but like they were tough on the show, and I like the show, and I defend the show. So I feel like I was gonna like. I was expecting for me to love this because I like defending Revice, and
you were expecting like full out love.
I came at the end. I came out at the end. I came throughout the movie, the hypothetical theater in my mind. And I was just like...
Peter eating popcorn.
What the fuck? Like it's the lamest thing Kinoshita... Would Kinoshita write this one? Did you write this one? Yeah, Kinoshita, what the fuck, man? Come on, bro.
I'll fact check.
Why? And then to top it all off,
the same way.
After this absolute wacky movie, this shit ass wacky movie, they end it off with a dick joke, and then the movie ends.
Kinoshita did write the movie. I don't know. That's like the second icky dick joke, by the way, I believe.
Yeah, because first it was George's dick, and now it's just Icky being like, "Oh, I'm feeling pumped up," and Vice is like, "Whoa, hey, yo."
Yeah, I bet he was feeling. Also, this isn't me like trying to be weird. I thought it was extremely weird that Gento was like, "Oh, why don't you girls come over here?" Like, that's so weird, dude. Like, I don't know if it was probably not meant to be like I'm not like trying to think of it in like a certain way, but it's just
nah, bro. You know what that was? He was trying to get Yukimi over, bro. He was trying to do something because that's what he did in the new movie. That's the plot. That's literally the whole plot. What was that tweet? What was that tweet someone made? The biggest enemy of the Igarashi family is Genta fucking.
Noel was like, I was talking to Noel like a bit ago. I was talking to him before I was on here. We were talking about the movie, and he was like, you know, Yukimi's demon does kind of look like sperm.
Oh my goodness. You know what confused me? You know what confused me about Yukimi's demon, aside from its entire existence and the plot?
Yes, do tell.
you can it's for like a split second, but you can see when it appears. It looks like Veil is popping out of Genta's body and going into her demon. And like I just like I was questioning that the entire time of like, what did that really add anything?
I gotta look. I gotta watch that. I gotta see.
It's like it kind of feels like a blink and you miss it because like they don't put any focus on it. It just happens.
I was tuned out. Not gonna lie. I played the song and I was like, "It's my dream." Da, da, da. And I was mad that they just kind of just made up bullshit.
It is.
God.
That's what I think is funny about this, because not only did they have all these weird plots at once, but then like every 10 minutes the movie was like, by the way, the woman is still pregnant. Let's cut back to the pregnant woman.
I thought it was really. I thought Chimera was gonna pull her, like you know.
Yeah.
Get together, and then it's just, hey, what's your name, so I can name my kid. It's like, damn.
That shit is so fun. At the end, they're just like, wait a minute. It's our mom's birthday too. And I was like, what? It's happy birthday, Mom.
I thought it was funny though. They like heard the baby crying and they were like, "Oh, wait, she gave birth?" And they just go run and look, and like Icky almost falls on his face.
It's so funny that like everyone like sure, you know, the gift of childbirth is such a magical thing, and it is very precious, and life is beautiful. But everyone on that bus was like, "Oh my god, a baby!" Even the random civilians that were kidnapped from the plane that they probably just want to go home. I'm sorry, I would have been a little bit of a hater. I'd been like, "Damn, bro, I just wanted to go to Hawaii or some shit. I'm stuck on this. I'm stuck here watching this woman give birth around these Power Ranger guys."
Why didn't they just grab Genta at the airport?
That would have been too easy.
Why did they wait on the plane? They just went there. That was so many more steps. Because then you know what? If they didn't worry about the plane, they could have grabbed him while he was boarding. They could have broke the fucking tunnel and took him out. But like, why? Why did they just kidnap? Wait. Why'd they even go after Genta? Why didn't they just kidnap the Igarashi siblings while Genta wasn't there?
Yeah, wait.
It would have been much
easier.
No,
they said when they kidnapped him, "Oh, you don't have any Gifu DNA cells. So why'd you fucking take him? Like, he's useless."
Okay, I get you take him for bait, but if you know that they're going on vacation, you know that the Igarashis are going to be weaker because they don't have the stream and they don't have their bond of family.
They don't have. There's no mama around. There's no family miracle.
There's no mom. There's no mom. I get there's no movie, but there's also no mom. And you know what? We wouldn't have dealt with Juga.
Just the main villain as a whole. Oh, I haven't even touched the surface. The main villain's entire thing does not make sense to me. I get Akaishi. Even if I think Akaishi was a lame villain, I understood what he was supposed to be. I understood his backstory.
Yes.
Azuma's entire backstory is just weird. He's like, "Oh, I tried to put humanity back on path, but it never worked. So I basically secluded myself away from society. But then I started to die, so I was like, fuck it, I'll try again."
And then Chick is like,
okay,
yeah, I'm gonna take your Gifu cells and make clones. Of who? Them? The demons? Maybe I just wasn't understanding, but what the fuck was he trying to clone?
I don't get it either, because then at the end when he was just like, "George, I just wanted to learn about myself," or something like that, some weird shit like that.
"George, check it out, I got a pipe bomb."
That was funny as hell. He just pulled it out. He was like, "Hey, what?"
"Hey, what?" Like, what? And he's like,
it's so funny. Daichi had a bike, and they put in the original Kamen Rider bike noise. They were in the.
Good for him though.
He did it. He is Kamen Rider.
He's more of a rider than Icky. There's more bike riding in that whole movie than the whole show. That's actually a lie.
It's
but
so good. So good.
I love Kamen Rider Battle
Familia. It's fucking lame.
Battle the Flamingo Pokemon.
I just my brain is lingering right now because I know there's more I want to say, but my brain is starting to like die out slowly thinking about this movie. It's a headache. If I think about the plot hard enough, I will have a headache, a migraine.
I'm trying to think if there's anything. I feel like I have more, but I can't think. I feel like it's just been kind of just anger.
Just in general, Azuba had like the worst trope. One of the worst tropes I hate in fiction of just. I care now. You made me care. It doesn't matter if I've been this way since like the dawn of man. You did it, Icky.
He's like, I need to judge. I need to judge. Whatever I did, I don't know. I like the way he says judge, honestly. Excuse me.
And he's like,
the random English. I'm not gonna lie, I was a big fan of the random English.
You see, that's why I can't say he's a completely shit villain, because just whenever I was watching the movie, just when I would like start thinking about his backstory too much and how it didn't make sense at all, then like they'd show him on screen and he'd be like, "Game on." They'll be like, "Okay, sure, yeah, I'm on board again, yeah, whatever the fuck, yeah, sure."
Yep, you got it.
That is the big line they advertise in every trailer. He was like, "Game on," and he said it in the TTFC backstory and everything.
Game on.
That should have been his fucking rider name. They're like a letter away. Kamen Rider Game On.
Game on?
Game on.
Game on! Digivolve!
Come on. Kimura.
Shout out, Chris.
Yeah, and you know what? Something you said earlier about like, seeing this movie months after the show really makes it feel worse. Because something that really made me like feel that is like, man, the entire like cliffhanger of Olteka coming back in the show was just so they can throw him out of a helicopter in this shitty ass movie and nothing else. Like that's what they brought him out for. And like, sure, he could have a big role in like a V Cinema like 1 year from now, but like, he's lame.
I don't know what's funnier, the fact that Julio had replicas of their dead men's outfits, or just Olteka got to keep wearing it.
What I questioned was that didn't Hannah burn hers?
I think she burnt the new dress, like, cause she had like a different dress at one point, I believe.
Cause like I was just thinking of like, did Tamaki just like sit down and like sew together a new dress?
Cause doesn't she wear the wedding dress for like a lot of after like that happens, like they destroy the base or whatever?
Yeah, but then
could be wrong.
I remember she got her dress back eventually. Then she burned it.
Does she burn the? I guess she does burn the original.
Whatever, I can't wait to stop thinking about this movie because then I can go back to Nexus and then I'll be in my comforts. Every time I think about the dead man's every time I think about the dead man's, Kumon will be like, and this is the moment where my girlfriend got punched by Ultraman or some shit, and I'll be like, hell yeah.
This is the moment where Olteka got thrown out of a helicopter.
And this is also
This is how I met my friend.
This is how I met Azuba.
I was gonna go with this is how I met my friend Vice.
It's actually very interesting how little of a role the demons had in this movie. Even Vice, like I feel like Vice.
That was the whole point.
Yeah, I know, but like, you say that's the whole point, but they got their demons back less than halfway to the movie.
That's the joke.
That was the big advertisement point too. The whole reason they wanted you to watch this movie.
The demons have gone berserk.
And then it goes away 20 minutes later.
I think you can tell heavily though that this was filmed. You can tell. I know we talked about the filming already, but you can tell this was filmed like before. Like this was before the stream, just due to how much like they kind of feel like. I feel like they hype up the transformation a little bit. Yeah. Especially too with like the crocodile Vice stamp, which by the way, shout out to Wizard. Love Wizard.
I was kind of just sad. It was just
that.
it was just Mulgrim.
Yeah. Most things in the demon system make me sad.
It's okay.
Just like this movie.
Maybe if it was a little bit earlier in production, he would have been called Neo Demons.
Yeah. Don't give me. We already went over that. Fuck them.
You know what's funny to me?
I don't know.
Because like I said earlier, of like, oh, it feels like they filmed and wrote the story, just like with just like certain future plot points in mind, without really knowing how they got there, and so I feel like they had to have known by that point Hikaru is no longer over demons, and he's given it to Julio. And that means he is just nowhere to be seen. Nobody talks about him. He is out of sight, out of mind. Was he ever really here? Hikaru's gone.
I think I talked about this. Like, I talk about Hikaru a lot, I find, which is funny. I just feel bad. I really do. Because, alright, you're this actor. Maybe it's both, like, the character and, like, the person actually playing. You get to be a Kamen Rider. I feel like that's a big deal. I feel like that'd be a big deal to me. I don't know if it was to him, but like,
oh yeah,
you get to be a Kamen Rider.
There's going to be a toy made of you.
Anniversary show. Yes, you're gonna get a toy. You're gonna get everything. But like, you get shelved. Like,
you get after your big character
suit is just some other guy.
After your big character moment where people start to finally like you have to give up the belt to the other guy.
The other guy, by the way, that probably should have already been a rider by that point.
It's even sad because now that Hikaru got shafted in the show and like had less screen time, people are starting to put certain accusations onto him, which is very disappointing.
Wait, what are they trying to say?
It was that whole situation where Hannah's actor was like someone one of our co-stars, one of the actors on the show.
Trying to blame him?
Yeah, a lot of people were just like, maybe it's Hikaru because he's basically not in the show anymore. And it's just like, I don't think that's it.
I don't want to like talk about that. I really not like talk about it, but like I swore I saw like a rumor that it was like Icky's actor or something. I swore I saw something like that.
I'm not gonna try to bring up or suggest anyone.
Yeah.
But basically, the whole point of what I'm trying to say is that Hikaru's actor's been through the fucking ringer.
Yeah, 100%. I agree.
Like, because Japanese, we already saw that Japanese fans fucking hate Revice, so they're probably treating his ass like shit too. So, like, man, nobody likes him. Hikaru fans, they're all some tough soldiers.
You know that picture of the big, like, it's the big black guy and he's, like, in the shower and he's like, why is everyone so mean to me?
Yeah.
That's Hikaru. You know what I'm talking about?
And why is everybody so mean to me?
Why is everybody so mean to me? Hikaru, over demons.
That's so funny because everyone in the... When I talked about how Julio Tamaki is getting a new form in the final story, and I was like, who invited this loser? And everyone's like, at least it's not Hikaru. And I was like, honestly, I kind of would have wanted it. I'm turning a new leaf.
We actually haven't talked about that trailer yet. Which,
sure, all right. It could be our last topic. I'll talk about it. Why is he there? You know, why is he there? Why does George have Juga? Why does he have Juga?
Final words on the movie? Final words?
5 out of 10. It's a shit movie. I wouldn't watch it out of my own free will ever again.
I want to forget this movie existed. It made me just hate everything again. D-.
I feel,
actually,
you know,
C-. No,
how I think about this movie is probably how the average person felt about Revice after it ended.
This movie is how I felt about Build.
Fair enough.
Which is saying a lot. Saying a lot, actually, considering the progression on
like, it's so crazy how I hated Akaishi in the show, and I still do. Out of everything I started to defend, I never defended Akaishi. And then I saw this movie, and I was like, damn, this guy is lamer than Akaishi. Like, sure, he's a Kamen Rider, but like, the other guy, he made more sense to me.
It's Ninja Black. Yeah.
That's the big upside, you know. Yeah. If Akaishi said game on, I would have said he was a cool villain.
If they swapped actors, it would have been a better show.
Honestly, low key, yeah, no, you're right. If Ninja Black was at Kaishi, oh, that would have been crazy.
But he still says game on.
You know, Daiji, after you betrayed your brother, it's gonna be an all-out war from here. Game on.
Game on.
Game on.
Daiji, you need to lay judge upon.
And you know what? Yeah, not only swap their actors, swap the suits too. You just don't even take the Kamen Rider name, the little monster form that Kaishi had. Just make that Daemon. Just take the dog off.
Yep. I like that. Good plan.
Make him a pseudo rider.
We get from Chimera.
Pseudo riders are cool.
Yeah, he says game on to transform. Perfect. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, trailer.
I'm confused. Is this canon? Is this going to be canon? Because it's calling it Revice's quote unquote final story, but that's not true because there's a V cinema coming. You already lying to me.
But the V cinema could take place before this because Hiromi is wearing the new blue outfit.
It could be some bullshit, and it's like, oh, that's Revice's final story, as in Revy and Vice's final story, not Daiji's or something like that. And also, the thing you said the other time we talked about this movie, I'm starting to fear that it's true. Of just whatever, yeah. They haven't shown a single actor yet, and I'm starting to get a little worried. It's just like there's no way. There's no way they actually just brought him back and brought back none of the guys. Like they have Oja's actor currently. He's on set for Outsiders.
If I had to guess, it's one of two things. I guess I want to call it the obvious thing. It's not. The thing that would make the most sense, how about that? The thing that would make the most sense is that they're pulling a Heisei Generations Forever and they're just hiding that they're in the movie. Because, we saw Heisei Generations Forever trailers. They didn't show Deno and... Yeah, it was just Deno in that movie. But you get my point. They didn't show that he was in the movie until the movie came out. That was the only time they showed him. So I couldn't see a world where the whole Ryuki cast is back, but we don't find out.
Especially because the trailer had scenes where it was just Ryuki riders fighting and no one else. So it's just like, if you're not going to have the actors, why would you have scenes?
Yeah, definitely. And also, I honestly though, this is kind of the second thing. They could just not be in it, and I kind of feel like that because on one hand, I feel like if Ryuki if Shinji, not even Shinji, but what I'm trying to say is, if Ryuki was such a big part of the movie, why is he not in the title?
Yeah.
Why isn't it not Geats X Revice X Ryuki?
Like they're going to the point where it's like this special unique Grand Prix that's unique to the movie is having this weird thing where the Ryuki riders are showing up as part of the Desire battle. And even the trailers are they have a mirror world design to them with all the logos and stuff, and it's just.
By the way, Georgia Sumeri's new outfits, I like them.
Oh, I was surprised I didn't see more Sumeri Sim tweets this weekend after that trailer. TBH.
My fault. My fault.
Jacob was like.
I actually only ever simp for her on the podcast. I'm not even lying to you. I don't tweet about it. It's only ever on here. I don't know why. It just kind of happens.
Sumeri, respectfully, is attractive. I like her outfit. So is George. George is a handsome man.
He sings Rider System in the shower, sad. I saw a tweet about that. I thought that was funny. What was the... Okay, I have a thought. I got a question.
What do you think about this trailer? What's the question?
Okay, so there's that new guy. I don't know. There's that new, air quotes, game master, and he has that mask.
Yeah.
Do you think that is
Odin? No. Oh, Odin. I thought you were about to say Dan Kuroda. I was about to scream.
No, that was my second question.
I
was going to get there. I was going to go through a list.
What? Odin Kanzaki Shiro.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, him.
Honestly, I kind of don't want it to be that. Because that's what it always is when in Ryuki side specials. Especially when it's something that's supposed to become after the show, because that's what they did in Ride Time Ryuki. I feel like they did that in the Decade episode, and it's just Stop using Kanzaki Shiro. It's kind of lame at this point. Like, it doesn't have the same impact no more. But let him go.
What's the deal though? Like, I get like he's the mastermind. He's doing it for like the sister or whatever. But like, what's like why is he so?
See, that's the thing, because that's the problem whenever they bring him back, because his motivation solely...
You don't get the impact?
The motivation, his motivation was solely Yui. That's what he did everything for.
Yeah.
So when he comes back for no reason, just to make the riders fight because it's fucking funny, it feels weird. Like he's just doing it for shits and giggles.
He did the same thing for the Rider, the Rider, like, whatever it was, like, what was it called? The Rider fight? Is that what they did?
Yeah.
Or was it just a Rider War?
Rider War.
Whatever. Their whole thing, right? They fought for a wish also. How did the wish help Yui? Or was it something else?
I don't... It was supposed to be, like, the power of the wish is enough power to kind of just revive Yui's life soul, lifeblood thing. Basically, from what I remember, I'm pretty sure it was a deal of like the whole fight was kind of a lie. There was not really gonna be a wish. He was just gonna take the wish, the power of the wish, and just give it to Yui.
What a dick!
I mean, when most of literally like over half of the participants are just serial killers, you know, I think it's a little justified. These guys are psychotic.
He picked them.
Fair enough. That's why Oja was picked at all. Oja was picked in like the middle of the fight, and it's only because like
you can tell podcasters. This is
Shiro. It's because
I'm not getting exhausted from the podcast. I'm just laughing at anything now.
The whole thing with Kanzaki Shiro during that moment, he was like, man. Because of Shinji's pacifistic ass, these guys aren't fighting. They're lame. I need to give them a reason to kill each other. So he just grabs grabs Oja out of jail and he's like, "You want to be a writer?"
Doesn't he like spill someone's glass of water and that's how he gets out of prison?
Yeah, it's funny. It is so interesting. But it is. I hope it's not Kanzaki Shiro. I hope it's not Dan Kuroda. And like I hope it's it's probably gonna be I feel like it's probably gonna be the movie exclusive writer guy.
I actually think he looks really cool.
He does look cool. Guy, he's like
with the power builder.
Yeah, there's like power builder motif. I remember we're both in a server that I got sent in, but it was like near nighttime, where someone sent a screenshot of the trailer of Buffa fighting Vice, which I'm curious about that. I don't know why are Vice and Buffa gonna fight, but it's in this train, and on the ceiling of the train are a bunch of advertisements, and one of them is for Hida and Company from 01, and that's when I started to cry. that's what I fell to my knees.
Don't worry, they have advertisements for the Gamcourt video games. It's okay. It evens out. There's Dan. He's back.
If it's all gonna be related to 01 and X8 somehow, I'm gonna cry.
What would you be more upset if it was both of them or it was one or the other? Well, I guess both of them would.
Both of them would be the answer. Yeah. You know what? Since I don't have hope. I don't have hope about the Reiwa universe plus X8 because that's what it is now. So my biggest hope is that let's make it full circle. Can you put in an advertisement for Toma's bookstore somewhere? Fuck it. Put him in.
Get the happy spot.
Yeah.
Give me a Saber 01 team up. We didn't get it. Give me it. Let's do it.
It'll be cool because Aruto will be like,
you'd have,
man, my life sucks or something, like that random trauma dumping thing you did in the comics, and then Toma can be like,
that's rough, buddy.
As long as you promise to get better or some shit, you'll just do it, and just do it, babe.
Aruto, as long as you realize
Yakusoku.
stories have... If you read more stories, the power of stories can bring out your happiness and bring back your smile and protect your dreams. And I promise that'll happen. I don't know. That he said probably would say something like that.
Hell yeah.
And
I love
like,
book Jesus.
And Aruto's like, did you hear about the restaurant on the moon? It has no atmosphere.
I think this might officially be the longest episode.
Too. No, have we gone longer?
We're at 2 hours.
Oh, yeah! Woo! Yeah!
We've gotten to the point of the podcast.
This is the latest we've gone, I think.
This is the section of the podcast where we're both tired, but
we don't feel like ending.
We still have thoughts.
We're just kind of chilling now. This is a fireside chat.
Welcome to CBT After Hours. Which, if that was the title of anything else, don't click on it.
Yeah. Don't click on it. Can you put after? You should put After Hours in the title of this one. We should have watched Nexus. I'm not gonna lie to you. We should have just.
Next week we're watching Nexus. I don't know.
I'm watching 2 and 3. I'm watching 2 episodes.
All right, yeah, there it goes. If you want to follow along with us, watch 2 and 3 by next week, and we'll talk about Nexus.
It's 2 and 3 next week.
Maybe
sing "You" a little in the shower.
We'll be way more energetic than we are for this movie.
Surely we'll be. Because I think we'll be confused again, but we'll be like a happy confused.
Exactly, because no matter what time the dude met his girlfriend, at the end of the day, Nexus.
I love how that's the only thing we could talk about because we did not watch anything else.
Those are the 2 scenes I think about. I think about him talking about his girlfriend and Nexus.
I think about Nexus, and I think about you talking about that scene. I think of just him looking up at Nexus.
This is also how I met my girlfriend.
I was watching. I posted it on Twitter. I was watching Sound Out 12 review the Ultraman DVDs, and he fucking used that screenshot of him looking up at Nexus. I literally died of laughter because I was like, God damn it, I can't.
It's the exact one.
It's so funny. It was so funny.
But me and Jacob are off our rockers, as you could say. We
I am fully I'm leaned all the way back, like on my chair. Like usually I'm I'm sat up, I'm ready, but now I'm just like, nah, I'm leaning back. I am flopping.
I hope all of our viewers, all of the world has had a fun November.
All the universe.
A fun November. Oh shit! I burped.
What happened?
God, I randomly burped and I was trying to talk and I threw off my entire train of flow. But yeah, I hope everyone had a good November. This is usually the end of the college semester, so if you're doing finals.
What do we do?
We're
not gonna be college boys for like a month.
Good luck. I guess.
Good luck.
I'm finishing up my finals now, so I ain't gotta worry about that.
I'm not gonna lie. I've been chilling the whole time. I got like 1 test, and that's it.
That's cool. That's very cool.
I'm not gonna lie. It's been light work, but I'm still depressed, so it's okay.
Yeah, hey, maybe by the time the next college semester rolls around, maybe we'll have a 3rd college boy on our hand. That's not a promise.
Are we trying to get a 3rd college?
I don't care in a positive way, Like if we get one, cool. But like
if we get one, we get one.
Exactly.
I think I know we're wrapping it up, but I feel like if we got a 3rd one, and I'm not trying to air anything out. I don't want it to sound like that, but we already kind of have I don't want to say we have scheduling problems, but it's all we do have the little. All right, we gotta wait till 9.
Yeah, my ass is a little irresponsible.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not. I'm not even saying that. I'm just saying the time. Because then we have to worry about another person's time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Every time we've had a guest, especially the 2 times we've had a guest, it has always been something a little off.
I mean, I think Noel worked out.
Noel
Actually, I feel like both times it worked out because like they were.
I remember waiting for Ballin for like 10 minutes or maybe 30.
Well, that's because Ballin's just
ballin'.
Ballin's just ballin'. Ballin's enjoying Don.
If if any friends of Ballin are listening to this, you understand when you ask Ballin to hang out and he's like, yeah, I'll be there in 30, and it's been like 2 hours.
Or if you're like, if you're balling and then you're like staying a call, even though you're just like not caring anymore about the call, just leave balling.
And I bet Ballin's getting drunk right now.
Ballin's not going to listen to this episode. Let's be honest here.
Exactly. But you know who will listen to this episode? Chris. Hi, Chris.
And Levi.
Yeah, I hope that.
Yeah, Levi.
I hope they're current. If you listen to this while you're writing Shinobi, I hope that's going well.
Can you put us in an episode?
Can Shinobi be listening to College Boy Taisen? It's the year 2022 in Shinobi. That's when we started. College Boy Taisen is canon.
This is subliminal messaging. Actually, no, it's not subliminal. We're just
wow. I can't believe, dude. President Joe Biden announced last week that there was going to be a ninja act across the entire world.
How did he get control of the entire world?
I know. The United Nations also announced it too. Sure,
United Ninjas.
It was in the patch notes somewhere.
The patch notes. We gotta end the fucking.
And yeah, we'll see y'all later.
We'll see. So like, comment,
Geats
subscribe.
has been good. Battle Familia was mad. Watch episodes 2 or 3 of Ultraman Nexus.
3 of Nexus is good Bonkai. I don't
know.
Good. Follow us on Twitter. You know the deal. We just keep talking until Ghia decides to cut me off, which is any time really. Yeah, I'm gonna cry. God damn it.